What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here with Cyber Ren. How are you, sir?
Doing okay. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for filling in.
No problem. Told you I would.
Yes, Hannah is out working out of the country, I think, right now. So
Yeah.
she'll be back in a couple weeks. But we are here holding the fort down, going over all the Star Wars news that's out there. Not too much, but I scrounged together a little bit of some little topics here and there that we can talk about because, you know, we're just patiently awaiting the coming of some new Star Wars content, which in just about a month, a little less than a month, we'll finally get Maul.
Right.
And then, of course, about a month and a half after that, we got a Star Wars film finally coming back to theaters.
Yeah.
With the Mandalorian and Grogu. So we'll get into a little bit of Martin's thoughts on those, and then a variety of little stuff that I got. So, but thanks to our patrons as always for your support. We appreciate it. I did put up a reaction video there just recently based on something we're going to talk about a little bit today, which is Harrison Ford's acceptance speech when he got the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Actor Awards ceremony. And I was really, Harrison Ford is by far one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite people, and I was really moved by that. So I want to dive deeper into that with you later, but that was an interesting thing, and I think Thrawn over on Patreon said also the same thing. He says because I talked a lot about on that video. I talked a lot about what I loved about Harrison's movies, some of his movies, and the ones I talked about were the Jack Ryan films he did. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Air Force One, which is one of my favorite movies. Air Force
One, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Thrawn said the same thing. He said he loved the Jack Ryan movies, and Air Force One is classic 90s, definitely one of his favorites of that era. And then Thrawn also said on this is good that you're on here, on our council sessions, our last council sessions, Martin. He said, great to see Martin back and really enjoyed the latest episode of the Mandalorian podcast, so thank you both.
Oh, thank you, Thrawn.
He said, I think the mistake is mainly, this is the one where we talked about the rebellion's mistake, or the New Republic's mistake, right?
Right.
And he says, I think the mistake is mainly in that the rebellion didn't have a concrete plan after the war. Like in real life events throughout history, with rebellions defeating a certain regime and not being able to govern and prosper afterwards. The Aftermath books, Mandalorian and Ahsoka shows indicates that the New Republic are trying to live in post-war galaxy and were in denial about the future threats. Also, from what I remember from the Aftermath books, Mothma was really trying to demilitarize because she wanted to show the New Republic was going to be different from the Empire. Great discussion and loved your thoughts. That's a good point. Because we do see that in Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka mainly because she goes to that shipyard where they're tearing apart Star Destroyers.
Yeah,
and they do repurpose. So that was a good point that the military might is not as heavy as it was obviously during the Empire. It goes back to the Republic days.
Yeah.
So that was that's a good.
Good points. Yeah, for sure.
All right, I got some other comments, Martin, and some rapid fire questions for you because these are pretty good.
Cool.
So in our Facebook group here, Inside the Force, I wanted to kind of address some of these comments that I have neglected for a while here. So apologize about that, guys.
Man, all the social media, it's hard to keep up with all of it, especially if you post everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so Zach here in the group, this is interesting. This is actually pretty funny. He just threw out a question that says, is Earth Star Wars canon due to the ET connection? Because now ET's in episode 1, right? Or the species is.
Yeah, we've seen them. We've seen them in the council chambers there, in the big hall. Exactly. You saw like a pod of 3 of them.
Yes, that's right.
And ET has visited Earth, so therefore, if you put 2 and 2 together, Earth should be in the Star Wars universe. But again, it's a galaxy far, far away.
It's in a different galaxy. Yes.
Yes. But I would argue that it does exist. It's just the ETs probably travel multiple galaxies. That's what you get out of it.
That's right. Somehow they're able to travel multiple galaxies because I think technically in Star Wars canon they're not able to yet, but or maybe they haven't figured it out because the Ahsoka thing where they traveled to obviously I guess they could. Well, I guess the Purgles are the only thing that really could take them to different galaxies. So
maybe the Purgles are part of the ET.
Yeah, maybe they know how to do that. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, we don't even know what the species of ET is. We call him ET, but that's just a nickname. Like, what's his species name?
Yeah, I don't know if Star Wars is really ever.
It's as mysterious as Yoda's species. We just don't know.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
All right. That's a good one.
So that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I like looking at those things.
So let's see. Mark. He just mentions that have we done a show about the Lucasfilm changes? We did, Mark. I think you've already commented on that one. Or was one of these other questions? Oh, here's a pop quiz, which I thought was interesting because I could not for the life of me figure this out. So what movie stars Owen Lars, Farah, and Jyn Erso? So Owen Lars,
actors?
Yeah, Owen Lars being Joel Edgerton,
yeah.
Jyn Erso being Felicity Jones.
Yeah.
Now Farah, I had to look up to remind me of Farah. Farah was one of the moms in Skeleton Crew, the one that was kind of working in the government. Farah.
Yep.
Her name is. I looked her up. Her name is. Her name's Carrie Condon. So those three actors, were in a movie together, and I have no idea. I didn't know the answer.
Search it up. Yeah,
I looked it up. So you don't have any. I looked it up and found the answer, but I had no idea.
I won't know. I wouldn't even be able to guess because they're not mainstream actors that I would think of. Oh yeah, I know all of their movies. It's not like Harrison Ford. I know his movies.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton. I know most of his movies, so I was surprised I didn't know this one.
Right.
And I was trying to think of. I thought I recognized him and Felicity Jones in the same movie, but I guess I didn't. But anyway, the movie is a 2025 movie, so it just came out last year. It's called Train Dreams.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Yeah, it's in Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Cool.
So there you go. You want to see Joel Edgerton, Felicity Jones, Carrie Condon, along with some other actors. William H. Macy's in it as well. Cool. I might check it out actually.
Yeah.
Because Joel Edgerton is actually a really good actor. Really good actor.
Right.
Let's see. There was another one I thought. Let me see. No, maybe not. There was one thing, though, I wanted to ask you. I remember this from a video I saw this past week, and I put it in my notes because I wanted to bring this up. Because I'm really surprised this wasn't... I feel like this wasn't talked about as much when it happened. But we got to go back to Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Okay.
Towards the very end...
I'm feeling put on the spot here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, towards the very end, and I can't remember how much we talked about it, but go to the end when Luke is facing off against Kylo Ren.
Okay.
There was this video I watched of these guys having a debate. about whether or not. Well, this one guy was basically arguing how The Last Jedi is like the best Star Wars movie. Like he loves it. And he said mainly one of the main reasons is because he didn't realize that Luke was projecting himself during that scene. Now, maybe I'm in the minority here. I don't know, but I clearly could tell something was up, that he was not there. Now, when you saw that scene for the first time, did you think he was actually there?
Well, for the first part of the battle, yes. But when I realized he wasn't was when all of the ships all started firing on his location at the same time. And
that was at the very beginning. That was before before he even fought Kylo Ren. So you knew from then that he wasn't there.
From that point, because that point I'm like, wait a second. We've never seen a Jedi that powerful. Like taking on multiple cannon fires from, like, I was just like, no, something's up. So right away I was like, and then, as the fight went on longer, that like the fact that Kylo could not do a damn thing against him, that's like, I was surprised by how much this guy said like that was like the best reveal because you had no idea. And I want to just point out a couple things that I'm a stickler on continuity, right? I'm a huge stickler on continuity. I know.
So there were like 3 things that I can point out right away that during the fight that I'm like, this isn't real. Like something's not real about this. Like he's not here. The very first thing was, I'm trying to think of the third. I think there was 3, but I know for 2 for a fact. The very first thing was when Luke's walking around, like the salt underneath him wasn't shifting.
Right.
Like every time you saw Kylo walk in, there was like red marks.
Yeah.
He wasn't making any marks. Like right from the beginning, like when he was stepping, it was like.
So that's already early, yeah.
Right away. Either they messed up the CG or he's not there.
Yeah.
But the second one, which is clearly right away, I was like, well, he's not there. He ignited the blue lightsaber that got split in half in the throne room.
Oh, wow. Okay, that takes a sharp eye to notice.
That's like that was the clear obvious thing. Because to me, when he did that, I'm actually thinking, okay, the director wants us to know this isn't fake. This isn't real. Because how does he have that lightsaber? Because what they should have done, if they wanted to throw you off, he should have had his green lightsaber.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that was his lightsaber at the time. Because I remember sitting there for the first time when he ignited that. I'm like, why doesn't he have his green lightsaber? And then that's impossible for him to have that lightsaber. That thing was just destroyed on Snoke's ship.
So why wouldn't he force project himself with the green one then? Why go with the blue?
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know.
And
I think that was bad. I don't know what Rian Johnson's reason was behind that, but I want to kind of ask him that and be like, why didn't you use the green saber? Like, there's got to be a reason why you didn't use the green saber.
You know what? It could just be Rian Johnson. He likes to mess things up anyway. Maybe he's just like, screw all you guys and your history. I'm doing what I want.
True.
Right.
Because I would even think like someone at Lucasfilm would have been like, that saber was just destroyed if you're really wanting to throw people off.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was, and then the third thing was, as it went on, like you just said, they never touched. Like their lightsabers never touched, and he was just dodging. It was like, okay, come on, something's up. This isn't real.
Yeah, that's interesting that you pulled out all those little minor parts. For me, it was just when all the ships fired on. I'm like, no way. There's no Jedi that powerful that can block all of that and walk out of it scot-free.
Yeah, the only thing I thought of there, because at that point I still didn't know. At that point I thought he had put maybe he put some like force field up or something like that.
Yeah.
And
that was a possibility.
I thought that was a possibility, but
yeah,
because I was like, oh, okay, this is he's Luke Skywalker, man. He's back. But then when he like ignited that saber, I was like, this is not right.
See, even you saying, "Oh, that's Luke Skywalker. He's back." Like they should have made him actually there because that would have just lived up to the
Yes.
legacy. That is
Yes.
Luke. All of these years, 40 years later, he has grown and he's learnt the Force like nobody else has.
Yes.
That would have just cemented his legacy that Luke Skywalker is the guy we've always looked up to as the hero of Star Wars.
Yes.
I think that whole movie just made him seem cowardly, and yeah. I mean, I have a lot of things wrong with that movie, but
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that, I mean, if you kind of think about it, I mean, the fact that if Kylo truly did strike him down, I think just like Obi-Wan, it would have, Luke would have been the same thing. Like, I'll become more powerful, if you take me down, and if you
Yeah.
do this, it's going to really, put you over the edge. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I know they were trying something new, but it didn't work for me. I think it would have worked if I had not known, but you gave me too many signals. And I'm wondering, because like I said, I didn't really hear a lot of people saying they knew whenever they saw it first. I feel, in fact, I hear more people saying how they were convinced that he was there and they were surprised when he wasn't there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, right away when that happened, I remember leaning over to a buddy of mine and I'm like, he's got the wrong saber. Anyway.
Well, so maybe even the more important point is all of these people that were surprised by him not being there. What was the reaction when they found out? Were they like, "Oh my God, that was so cool," or were they disappointed? What? That's like a dream sequence. So you watch an entire movie only to find out at the end that they were asleep when they wake up.
I think that's what really split the fandom.
Yeah.
Was some people were pretty excited that he was able to have this power of force projection and he could do that, but then kind of pissed off that, well, why'd he do that if he was going to kill him?
Yeah.
Why didn't he just go there and face him, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately what, split the fandom over that movie.
One of many.
Was how Luke was treated, I mean, a lot of people were upset by
the overall Luke treatment for sure.
Totally.
Because I mean, even Mark Hamill himself, he's finally admitted after all this time, he's like, yeah, I didn't agree with any of that either. He hated what they did to him.
That's right.
And that sucks. I mean, the legacy character himself, the center of the entire original trilogy, is saying, you guys screwed up my character. All of those years that I built Luke up to be the hero he is, you ruined it in one movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this. One bit of news before we kind of get into the upcoming content we're getting. There's some talks out there. Now this hasn't officially come down, but I think it was in some trades, which is pretty reliable. But they're basically saying that the Dawn of the Jedi film that was introduced at a Star Wars, it was either Star Wars Celebration or Comic-Con or something like that. But they brought out 3 directors. They brought out James Mangold. They brought out Dave Filoni, and they brought out, and her name escapes me, the woman that was gonna do the new Jedi Order movie with Rey.
Yeah.
Saying that, they're attacking 3 different eras, right? They're doing the Dawn of the Jedi era. Filoni's doing the, present era, New Republic era with culminating his shows there, and then the Rey New Jedi Order film. Well, the Dawn of the Jedi one with James Mangold apparently is dead. Like, it's not happening.
Any reasons why?
Well, they said a couple things. One, he's tied to a couple movies right now, and apparently the scripts aren't coming together like Lucasfilm wants. And there's some rumors that because of the failed response from Acolyte and the fact that, we're going in the past, that maybe that's not the best way to go. So in conjunction with that, there has been some, the article kind of talks about Filoni apparently expressing that because, he's becoming head of Lucasfilm here shortly, especially in the creative side.
Right.
That he is more focused on going beyond the Rise of Skywalker and going that way and not going the past.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I mean, is that unfortunate? I mean, it's interesting. I find it interesting to always learn about where things came from, because you go back to the very beginning, Star Wars New Hope. It came out. What's the first thing we see? The words rolling up on the screen. Episode 4. What? What do you mean Episode 4? We've never seen anything like this before. You're starting off in the middle of a storyline.
Right.
That's right from the beginning. The DNA that Lucas birthed into this universe is just tell a story from whatever time period you want. So for me I am fascinated by going back to the past to finding out where things began. How did we get to the point where we are now? We know the here and now, but how did we get here? Well, let's go back in time to tell that story. That's what we got with the prequels. That's what we get with Rogue One. That's what we get with Solo. That's what we get with a lot of this stuff. Even so much as Clone Wars and Bad Batch and Rebels. That all leads up to the original trilogy. So
Yes.
I'm fascinated by that, and I think going all the way back in time to find out where the Jedi first began would be a pretty interesting story to see. But if it's not popular, because I don't know what's wrong with the fan base these days. Like, they don't have the attention span. They don't have the, I don't know, to keep up with it all. Maybe just giving them something new is what satisfies the crowd. And we know it's all about making money. So I don't know. I think there's room to have all of it. They've proven that they can do it.
Yeah, I do too. I think I do think that making a movie about it could have been a little risky.
Yeah.
Because you're talking a lot of money that goes into making that, and you're tapping into something that's never been touched. And that's why I think it was technically smart of them to do the High Republic, as publications, as a novel series, because I know it still costs money, but definitely not as much money as making a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
And they tried it. They tried to see what kind of interest is in that era. Unfortunately, they did the Acolyte, and it kind of fell apart. But
Yeah, but Acolyte wasn't quality. Like, they didn't.
Well,
Somebody wasn't in charge.
It wasn't
making
terrible
sure,
either.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't anything like The Mandalorian or Rebels or Ahsoka. Like, it really was off the mark to what we were used to for storytelling and for everything. It was just a little bit. I almost want to say it was modernized a little too much with the silliness and goofiness of some of today's projects are, where there's just no depth, there's no thought put into it. It's just like, here's some entertainment with a bunch of flashy CGI and no substance to it.
Right.
I just feel like it was lacking something there. And also you have a couple of the lead actors that were just horrible. That you need to have, I'm not talking about the twins, the sisters. You need to have actors that are at the center of the story. They have to pop. They've got to be the best ones on the show, not the worst ones. Which is what was unfortunate with Acolyte. It was really, really hard to care or have any, investment into these characters when you just can't stand the acting that's happening.
Right. So. Well, I do think that I agree with you, though. I do think there's a time period that I think that fans are looking for. I do think that going beyond Rise of Skywalker is actually a good call. I think
it is. Yeah.
There's definitely new stories that can go there. But again, I'm stuck on, I don't have a Jedi Order in the future unless you go like 100 years or two, because that's what it's probably going to take for the Jedi to be fully established again. Mm-hmm. Look, I just keep looking at, and Hannah, I know Hannah would agree with me on this, is you've got a built-in audience of people that play the games around the Knights of the Old Republic. Why wouldn't you go there?
Right.
If you make a few movies around that time, I'm telling you, they will be successful, because you've got a galaxy full of Jedi and you got a galaxy full of Sith, not just two, like thousands.
Yeah.
And they're just fighting each other all the time. It's like, come on. I mean, how do you not make those movies?
I mean, even just that concept would make a great another animated series even.
Or a series. Yeah, I
If
mean,
they
I
want
would
to test the waters, yeah, like
totally, absolutely. Now they are still. I saw an article too that they are still remaking the Knights of the Old Republic game.
okay.
Now we still don't understand what it means by they're remaking it. I don't know if they're just improving the graphics, with a different engine.
Yeah.
But they're actually redoing the story and canonizing it because Knights of the Republic's not necessarily canon right now. So we'll see. But, I think that could be the test, of the stories there, that should they take it to a series or to films.
Right. Well, hopefully it's more than just a new paint job. Like remake the game with today's technology as if this is the first time the game is coming out.
Yes, I agree.
Because I don't know if do you play the Tomb Raider games?
I don't.
Okay, well, Tomb Raider 1 came out back in like 95 or something like that. And it's one of the most successful franchises of all time. You know of it at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, they are doing the remake, and it's coming out this summer, called Tomb Raider Legend of Atlantis. And they took all the original 3 Tomb Raiders and put them into one game, and they're remaking it with today's technology. Oh my God, you should see what that thing looks like. It's a brand new game. It's going to feel similar because you're going to recognize the story and recognize the locations and everything. But with today's technology and the graphics that they're able to employ, oh my God, the game, it looks, I cannot wait to get back into it. Because back in 95, I mean, it was so pixelated and boxy looking. Mm-hmm. At the time it was great. But so for Knights of the Old Republic, if they give it that kind of treatment where it's like, yeah, it's the same game at the core, but we built it today as if it's brand new, and here it's you and me are going to get lost in it for sure.
Now they have been doing that with the Resident Evil games, which I was a big fan of.
Me too. Yeah.
In the late 90s, like they like Resident Evil 2,
it's one of the best of all time.
Yes, they completely. I haven't played it yet, but I've seen like the comparisons, and
I have them all. I bought them all. Because they've been
remaking
them all. I haven't played them all yet, but it's crazy. I mean, it's the game is exactly the same. It's just really like a new paint job. It's so they look really good. Yeah. Resident Evil Code Veronica X was my favorite one of the series.
Oh, okay. I played up through, I think I played up through 5 or 6, and I haven't played the
Code Veronica was technically number 4 because they did Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and then Code Veronica came out, and then it started splitting off into 5 and 6 and Raccoon City and all these different spin-offs.
I think number 9 just came out, right? Requiem.
Yes,
I think that's the 9th game that just came out. I've been seeing videos on that.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's a fun franchise too.
Yeah, it's a great storyline. I love the storylines. It's great. Okay, so that was really the big news. Again, we'll see more of what's going to happen with Filoni as he takes over in the coming months. But
yeah.
Okay, so let's just briefly talk about the first thing we're getting to here, which is April 6th. The first 2 episodes of Maul will be out. Martin, will be on a Disney cruise ship when this happens.
What? You're missing the premiere.
Well, I'm gonna watch it on there. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna have to probably buy Wi-Fi just so I can watch.
And how are we gonna podcast about it, man? We need to talk about the premiere episode.
We don't go till Sunday, so I'll be back.
You'll be back in time?
I'm back on the 8th, which is a Thursday. So, so this comes out on a Tuesday.
Okay.
So, I know we've talked about it on The Mandalore, but here on Inside the Force, what's your feelings about it? What are your thoughts? What are your expectations? How do you feel about this series coming here now? We're less than a month away.
Where I think Star Wars has excelled is in their animated storytelling. Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch. I mean, Bad Batch, we did our special episode of our favorite TV series so far on Disney Plus, and Bad Batch was number 1 for me. There's something with the animated stories. I don't know what it is. It allows them to really stretch out the characters and the storylines. They don't have to worry about actors. I don't know. They've done so good. And so the next one that comes along, I'm excited for it without even knowing what it's about. Like, it doesn't matter what it's about. It's a new animated series. Excellent. I'm all in. But then we find out it's Darth Maul, and it's bridging a gap of time for him to let us know, where he's been during the Solo days, the movie Solo, like all that kind of stuff, right? How it all has to do with the underworld and the syndicates and stuff. It's an area of Star Wars that we haven't explored a lot, and I know you love it. I know I love it, and there's a lot of fans that love it. So to get, and I think to get possibly a dark story finally, which you mentioned already, Acolyte promised a dark story and they didn't deliver. Maybe since we're following Maul, because he's not super dark like Palpatine dark. He's kind of a dark gray. Like he's in that area, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see him doing some pretty nefarious things. All this to say, it's the new animated series, and it's about Maul. Maul is one of the most popular characters that never even survived a movie, and he's come back again. And we got to see his story to completion when he finally meets Obi-Wan and comes to his end. I mean, we already know where his story is going, but I'm excited, man. I mean, when you see the trailers and you look at it, it looks like they've taken Clone Wars and Bad Batch and they've just improved the look of everything. It just looks gorgeous already. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I am really, really excited. We're going to dive into a character and get to know this guy. And we were talking about in The Mandalorian, we're going to end up cheering for a dark hero. We're going to cheer for Maul. Like, how can you not? There's been areas of time that we've talked about that he isn't, and this is why I say he's not as dark as Palpatine, because there's been moments in his storyline where he's done good things and he's helped people out by his own choice, not because he had to. He's chosen to help out. So there's moments for him like that are going to make us cheer for him. Mm-hmm. And some people might just cheer like, yeah, kill those people. It's like people are going to cheer for it because people want to see some of that. They want to see a bad guy just go to town sometimes.
Yeah, because he's going to be, he's going to be fighting the bad guys, which are going to be the Empire. It's going to be the Inquisitors. Yeah, probably. It's going to be the other underworld, the other syndicates, So yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing all the villains of Star Wars kind of all in one show. And I'm not sure how much we're going to see of the, Republic, or obviously there's no Jedi around really anymore. Order 66 wiped them out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to really follow. And again, I think this is kind of the thought that we had when we heard about the Acolyte, that all we were going to see was kind of the dark side of that show, and it ended up not being like that. So
it was up more about the Jedi make mistakes.
Yeah, totally.
That's what Acolyte was. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I say Maul. He's dark gray. So that's where I think we'll see him do some bad things. But if he's fighting other bad guys, that's why we're going to cheer for him, because he's going to be cutting down stormtroopers, cutting down Inquisitors, and yeah.
Yep. All right. So what's your excitement level compared to The Mandalorian and Grogu?
How do you compare a movie to a new TV series? Because you've said it so many times, we haven't had Star Wars in the theaters for a long time. So I'm excited to get to go to the big screen. Even though I got my own big screen theater at home here, I'm excited to get out in the theater and just be part of that experience. I love going to the movies, just to be able to do that for Star Wars again, because we haven't done it in a while. I'm excited for that. And I love Mando and Grogu anyway. But also to just enjoy the next animated series. I would say my excitement is fairly equal, but it's different. Movies, TV shows, I don't put them under the same heading, but excitement's about equal. What about you?
Okay. Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
If they came out on the same day, what would you see first?
I guess it would depend on the timing. If
it doesn't, you had a choice. I got The Mandalorian and Grogu I could watch, or I could watch Maul. Which one are you watching first?
I'd probably watch Maul first, knowing that my movie tickets are at 7:00 and I'll get there eventually.
No. I'm saying like at your home cinema, you can turn one on. To it? You can turn one on.
Uh, turn one on.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
Let's go for Maul first.
I'm telling you right now. I'm doing Maul first.
Yeah.
I'm watching Maul first.
Yeah. I love the animation. It's just so good.
I just think right now, if it was Starfighter and Maul, that would be a harder choice.
Okay.
Only because, and I only say that because Mandalorian and Grogu, I already kind of know those characters, and I'm looking forward to it, but it's nothing really that new. If it was Starfighter or Maul,
Starfighter's brand new.
Ooh, man, that would be tough. That would be tough.
Speaking of Starfighter, this thought came across me because Ryan Gosling is the star of Starfighter, but he's also got coming out. I don't know if it's in a month or two. His other space movie where he gets sent to space as a scientist to find out if he can solve, like, there's this massive, Earth-ending something coming that's destroyed planets all around the galaxy, and he's sent out there. So you're going to have Ryan Gosling in space already as some nerdy scientist, and then not too long later, we're going to have him in space again as a Star Wars character. Do you think that's going to be too much for people? Or people going to be like,
it's a year away, so no.
Yeah. You don't think it'll
forget. He's probably got like 2 movies or so coming out before that.
Yeah.
For
but I mean,
so.
They're both sci-fi space movies, so that's what I'm wondering if it's just going to, like the more casual fans will be like, it's so similar. And support one and not the other.
No way.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna. I think Starfighter, based on it, Sean Levi directing it, Ryan's in it, the mystery that's around it. I think it's going to be a lot more. I think it's going to be way more highly anticipated than Mandalorian and Grogu.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. We haven't even seen anything yet. Like, wait till we see some footage of this thing.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything yet at all.
That's gonna be.
I'll tell you one thing. This is a little bit off Star Wars notes. Something that I got excited about today. They just announced that Arnold Schwarzenegger is working on a Conan 3.
What?
And guess who's directing? Guess who's behind it? Christopher McQuarrie, the guy who's done the last 4 Mission Impossible movies.
Wow.
They just signed him. Yeah, so it's called King Conan. Well, so this movie, King Conan, it takes place 40 years after the last one. So Conan is going to be older. He's been on the throne. What's the story? He's been on the throne for like 40 years as King Conan, and then something happens in the world that's going to force him to get off his throne and go face it. And there's magic and monsters and all kinds of stuff. And he goes on one last quest to try to stop whatever this evil is that's coming. King Conan. It's begun production.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Weren't you playing some game?
Yep, I play. It's Conan Exiles. It's called.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the Conan world for sure. Anyway, side.
Okay.
Story.
Yeah. No, that's great. Going into all right. So let's talk about Harrison Ford a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't watch. I wasn't even watching the awards ceremony, which I didn't even realize it was on. But I saw it later that night. I saw some clips coming out of the, Michael B. Jordan won. I saw some other actors winning, but then I saw Harrison Ford pop up, and I was like, "Oh, great! What did he win?" But then he got basically he got the Lifetime Achievement Award. And so I watched his speech. Yes, congratulations to
way to go,
much deserved. I
mean,
totally. The guy's, God, when I look it up, I think did I see it? He's 83? Did I see it?
He's up there. Yeah, he's up there for sure.
I mean, he is
83.
83, right? Yeah, I thought I saw it. So he's 83. And I'm telling you, the guy's still working. I mean, he's still acting.
I know. He is starting to show his age, though. When he was accepting that award, you're like, that's the oldest he's ever looked.
I know. He is getting up there. And so, I encourage everybody to go and watch it because it's a great speech where he just talks about, how he got into the business, the people that really found him, which he easily recognized George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. and he talked about just being in, the privilege of being an actor and working, and the joy of working with other actors. And it's just a really, really good speech. So I got to thinking about just all the things and I couldn't find it, but I thought I saw a montage that they played before the speech of like all his films and stuff that he's been in. And I couldn't find it again, but I mean, there's some really crazy good films in there. So what are some of your favorites from Harrison Ford?
I'm glad you asked, because I pulled up the list here. He has done so many movies, and there's been some ones that were not maybe as popular or
of course
massive hits. Like everyone knows Indiana Jones, everybody knows Blade Runner, everyone knows Star Wars, but he has done some other movies that are some of my favorites. And I'll go backwards in time. So one of the more recent ones, I don't know if you saw, was The Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild, I did see that.
Gosh, that was fun. That's one of my favorite wolf stories of all time, and it was just so much fun. And then a little farther back, I know I've brought it up before, The Age of Adeline.
Yes.
Which
not necessarily stars him, but yes,
he's a co-star in it. But that's the one where that other actor that looks like him that I think should have played Solo
yes.
is in. But then we start going a little farther back. 6 Days, 7 Nights.
Yes.
With I forget the actress's name.
Anne Hesh.
Anne Hesh. That he is so entertaining. That's just an action adventure movie of the two of them being trapped on a tropical island and trying to escape.
Yes.
And it's so much fun. So much fun. And then going a little farther back, Regarding Henry was one of my favorites he's ever done.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen, whoever's listening to us, Regarding Henry is, I think, one of his best acting performances I've ever seen him do. That's where I can't remember what happens to him, but does he lose his memory? Something happens, but he's an adult man and he's very, very childlike. He has to relearn his life and relearn who he is, and he ends up not liking who he used to be, so he starts to change his life, and everybody that was in his life is like, what the hell? Like, anyway, it's such a good movie. And then Mosquito Coast was one that I always liked.
Wow, yeah, you're pulling some ones that not many people remember.
A Mosquito Coast, again, is a great one. It's where a man just gets tired of corporate America. He's like, I'm done with the government. I'm done with retail. I'm done with everything, all that stuff. So he takes his wife and his kid, and he hops on a boat and floats down the Amazon River and goes and joins a little Amazon tribe that's completely off the grid, because he wants to get off the grid 100%. And he basically lives in this village with them, and he ends up building an ice making machine, because he's kind of like an engineer guy, and he ends up helping this village live more modern like, and then it ends up destroying the town, and he realizes, oh my God, what have I done? I brought corporate America to this little Amazon fishing village that didn't even know the outside world existed. And it's a really, really, really neat examination of, modern society. It's crazy. So yeah, that's a few of them.
Well, yeah, you didn't mention, I guess some of my favorites were the Jack Ryan movies, like I said earlier. But The Fugitive.
Fugitive's a good one, of course. Yeah.
Incredible movie.
Him and Tommy Lee Jones. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to name ones that weren't massive hits.
Yeah. I agree. I think, Witness was really good. Yeah, Regarding Henry, I don't know if I've seen that one. I think I have. It is so long ago. Clear and Present Danger, obviously, with Jack Ryan. Air Force One, I mentioned. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of. Did you see Cowboys and Aliens? I wasn't.
Cowboys and Aliens. That one was fun.
It was fun, but I remember just not really. I didn't get into it as much.
It's sci-fi. I mean, cowboy. You're mixing two crazy genres together, and that's why I thought it was fun. It was pretty cool. What Lies Beneath was another one.
What Lies Beneath was really good.
That was a pretty scary one, actually.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. The Devil's Own with Brad Pitt.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, there's been some, he's done some good stuff. Ender's Game. That's a fairly recent one. That one's kind of fun sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I wish that series would have gotten off. But
Yeah.
no, lots. Yeah, I mean, the dude has been around for a long time, and
Yeah.
obviously he's going to be remembered for
Oh man.
Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Really is the
Yeah.
biggest things.
Well, what's that? He's on a TV show right now. Wow, the name's
Yeah.
slipped my mind. And Michael J.
It's called
Fox.
Shrinking.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, which is it's very popular.
Yes. He just
it's
had
good.
a big, an emotional. I think Michael J. Fox guested on the show with him, and they had a pretty. It's been all over social media. Their
I
interactions.
think
with each
Jason
other.
Segel is his co-star on it.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. That was really good. He did, and he also did that prequel for Yellowstone. He did that series.
Oh yeah, 1923. I think it is.
1923.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, here's another one. Hollywood Homicide. I love that movie.
Hollywood Homicide. I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a comedy cop movie, and it's friggin' hilarious.
Is it old?
2003.
Oh,
If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. It's with him and I think Josh Hartnett is the young actor. So
yes. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that, but I remember hearing about that.
it's like a rookie cop and a senior cop, and they're
That's
both
right.
detectives, and it's
that's
goofy.
funny.
It's a comedy,
Yeah.
but it's a serious cop show with goofball comedy. It's like
Yeah.
not Naked Gun goofball, but it's Harrison Ford goes off the wall. You've never seen him act the way he is just cut loose and acting like you've never seen him act before. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So there
Well,
you go.
it's just one of the things where watching that speech,
Yeah.
I can't help but to, just think of so many of the Star Wars, the main cast that we've lost, from Peter Mayhew to obviously Alec Guinness and Peter Cushing were a little older, but
Carrie
Mayhew,
Fisher,
Kenny
yeah.
Baker, Carrie Fisher,
Yeah. They're all going.
we're just losing so many of these guys. And Harrison is just up there, in age. So I'm glad he was able to get recognized like this, and because I think also, of course, they do these at the award shows. They had the in memoriams. And I
Yeah.
watched that video they showed there, and I mean, there was a lot of recognizable actors from my childhood that we lost this past year.
Every year at the Oscars, I always realize, oh my God, I didn't realize we lost that person and that
That's
person.
right. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
shocking. I know we're at that age,
I know.
where our icons, the people that we looked up to as action heroes and drama heroes, that they're all
That's right.
they're starting to go. I mean, even Mark Hamill, I just looked up; he's 74 himself.
I know. I know.
So
Yeah, it's funny
Yeah.
because I remember watching. I was really big into watching, and I'm kind of getting back into it, but I really watched the Oscars and the movies that were up for years through the 90s and early 2000s. I remember,
yeah,
like you just said, when you look at the in memoriam there, you would have some tragic deaths, from actors that were that went too young, and they were in there. But the majority of them were, there were black and white scenes from the 40s or 50s, or And I remember watching them with my dad, and he would I know what he felt like. He felt like what I'm feeling now. He's like,
Yep.
"Oh my gosh, they're gone! Oh my gosh, they're gone!"
yeah.
And now that I'm watching it, it's like, holy cow! There's, now I'm seeing more than 50% of these people I watched growing up, and yeah, it's tough. It's a hit of reality sometimes, when you see that.
It is. I mean, it sinks in. Even talking outside of Star Wars, it just sinks in that whole mortality feeling. Like life
Wow.
goes by way too fast, and I mean, you think of Luke Skywalker, and you don't picture a 74-year-old Mark Hamill. You picture that only feels like 10 years ago we watched Mark Hamill as Luke, but no, it's been almost 50 years ago, and it's It's crazy to really let all of that sink in, that a lot of these icons are going to be gone. What worries me is I think you and me and maybe a half a generation behind us, we're kind of the end of the line for, I think, people that are going to acknowledge and respect and remember actors and movies the way we do, because the advent of social media, I think, has changed a lot of the industry. And because I look at our teenager here in the house and other kids their age, that stuff doesn't mean anything. They don't care about certain celebrities with the same amount of weight that we do. They don't have icons. They don't have actors they look up to. And oh my God, I love, like our girl, like she loves the Spider-Man movies, but she doesn't go on and on about Tom Holland and how he's, like it's just different. I just think that the young generations nowadays don't idolize, they don't have heroes. They don't have people like that from movies and TV shows that they look up to. It's something has changed. And I just feel like things going forward are not going to be remembered now and I think a lot of it is because everything is so easily accessible nowadays. You could, whether streaming or Googling or whatever, you can just look anything up. Everything just goes by so fast
Yeah.
that, you don't wait for the next Harrison Ford movie. Like, oh my God, we haven't seen him on screen in 2 years. What's his new movie? Yeah, we got to go see it. Yeah. Just because it's Harrison Ford. You don't care what the movie is about. You go support him because you loved him. That doesn't happen
That's the
anymore.
thing is, I agree. I think now there's just so much content out there now,
Yeah.
and so much to choose from reality television to scripted television, unscripted. So back when we were growing up, it was just if you want to watch a movie, you had to go to the theater and watch a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
And if you wanted to watch a TV show, there was only 10 channels where you can watch a TV show. So,
well, you had NBC, CBS,
yeah,
Fox.
Well, even if you expanded to like TNT and USA, and you had those stuff, but they weren't making original shows.
No, it was
they
only
were
the main
replaying
channels.
movies.
Yeah,
and so now you've got every channel making original shows. You've got Amazon, Netflix making all kinds of content. You've got
Apple TV
social media,
now.
like you said.
Yep.
It's so you're not able to just follow, because what we did, we followed careers, right?
We did, yeah.
You followed somebody, you liked somebody in a movie, and then you kind of followed them throughout their career. And like for me, it was guys like Harrison Ford, guys like Tom Hanks,
Sylvester Stallone,
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
yeah.
The Goonie characters, it's like,
yeah.
Those are the ones, growing up in the 80s and 90s, that you really kind of followed, and I still follow today, right? You watch their movies today. And you get tied to like certain directors, and you want to keep watching their movies. And not many people, I don't think that's the big thing too, is, when kids watch movies, they don't care about directors anymore.
They don't care. Well, try to get a kid to even watch a movie all the way through without pulling out their phone 20 times.
That's true.
That's what I mean. I think the attention spans have taken away from that. They're not sunken into, you and me are like, whoa, like we're invested in the movie, and the kid's just like, oh, it's a slow moment. She pulls out the phone.
Right.
Like they just don't get invested. And like you said, there's so much of content available to them, and their attention spans are slipping, and it's just swipe, and they're scrolling through stuff so fast. I just see a difference in the attachment to characters. It's not like us growing up. There's a big shift.
I agree.
And you compare it to like everybody would just mention Harrison Ford, Sylvester Stallone, there were icons that you were excited about their next movie to come out. We don't even have that nowadays. Like Tom Cruise, maybe Brad Pitt, maybe but there isn't somebody like you just hear their name, their new movie's coming out, and you run to the theater. It doesn't matter. There's nobody that stands out like that. Like not even The Rock was able to attain that yet. Like he tried, but I think there's a whole shift, a whole change in the industry and the popularity and why people are going to see movies. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it's a little more genre based now. Like people want to see horror movies, they'll go see any horror movie. It doesn't matter who's in it or not.
Or Marvel. I'll
They
just go
want to
watch
see a Marvel
Marvel
movie or a superhero movie. It doesn't matter who's in it. They'll go see it as long as it's good.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
No one's really
genre based.
Yeah, like no one's like watching these. Like to be honest, and I know there's a lot of good movies, but I can't remember I would say the last 5-6 years of all the movies that have been nominated for Oscars, I've probably seen one.
Yeah, it's a weird choice that they're
correct because they're all dramas. They're all just dramas.
Yeah.
And
sometimes artsy, like really
artsy. Correct.
Off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Artsy dramas, artsy thrillers or something like that. And they're not mainstream. No, they're not in every theater. They're just, some of them only get limited releases.
Yeah.
And they're not the ones that people are going and paying for in the theaters, So, it's strange that they do that because I always wonder why they don't ever, it's definitely not a popularity contest. It's really about the filmmaking process. And again, some of them definitely deserve because they're really good movies, but others it's just, I don't know. I question it sometimes.
Well, and that's why I more lean towards like the People's Choice Awards now, or even sometimes the Golden Globes, because that's more what was hot this year.
Yeah.
That's, the people get to vote on this actor in that movie. And, that fits more how we used to look at movies and how the Oscars used to be, because it's changed. Yeah. I don't even know how the Academy works. I don't even know how their selection process works anymore.
They got a panel of, the Academy, and then they vote.
Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to recognize Harrison Ford a little bit.
Yeah, we totally went off topic there, but that's all right.
He's he's touched a lot of us, and
hey, we grew up with him. I mean, Star Wars, 1977. Come on, that's my entire lifetime. I've been looking at Harrison Ford on screen.
Yes, yeah,
and it's crazy, man. He deserves a lifetime achievement while he's still cohesive to accept it, and he's entertained us. The way I look at actors and actresses, I look at them as entertainers. Have they entertained me? I don't care if the movie's realistic. I don't care if it's following any set piece of rules. I come out of the theater. Was I entertained? Did I just have a good time? Yes, then that was a good movie. That's my basis for everything.
Right.
And
same.
Not a lot of people agree with me, but this is why I think Tom Cruise is one of the greatest entertainers of our generation, because he entertains. He makes movies to give us entertainment. He said it in countless interviews. I'm here to make a good movie because I want people to have a good time watching a movie. He doesn't care about the status of his popularity or winning the Oscar. He just wants to make good entertainment. And so when I look at Harrison Ford, he's been entertaining me my whole life.
Yep.
Whatever genre he gets into, horror movies, thriller, action, sci-fi, drama, he's always entertained. So I'm a big fan.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Big thanks to Cyber for joining me as Hannah is on hiatus for a little while. We are rapidly approaching 500 episodes here on Inside the Force. So Martin's going to hopefully hang with me for a couple more weeks when Hannah gets back. And then,
of course,
I mean, I think we're timing out to be 500 might be right around May the 4th, actually. So
that is crazy, the timing of that.
Might be right around that time. I got to see, how it's going to shape out. Actually, let me check again. 1, 2, 3.
Star Wars Day. Wow.
4, 5. I mean, it's gonna be close. Yeah, it's gonna be close because we might miss a week. I'm gonna miss a week because I'm on vacation. So I think we might be doing 500 around May the 4th. Martin, we'll have you on as well.
Yeah, gotta celebrate with you, man.
It'd be good. Be good. I got some things. I got some ideas brewing. So
yeah,
we'll do something. But appreciate you being here this week, brother.
Yep, anytime, man.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Come back next week. Martin and I want to get some more council sessions going as well. So we'll look for that. And then check out the Mandalore podcast here in about a month when we come back and cover in-depth reviews on Maul. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to be doing one episode at a time, even though 2 episodes come out every week.
Because you and me talk, we could turn a half-hour episode into a 3-hour discussion. Right?
Yeah.
And we want to stretch it out because Maul is going to be over faster than we can talk about it, and I don't want it. I want to stretch it out. We'll do one episode at a time.
I mean, 4 weeks
that's insane.
The show's going to be done, so we're going to stretch it out to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So that'd be good, and I need to rest up before we do this. 3 hours is getting ready for 3 hours. I got to train myself again.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Martin.
All right.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.